Hey everyone, it's Possum Breath, but you can call me PB for short. One of my favorite genres of video on YouTube is people talking about and sometimes even updating their old cringy OCs, and rest assured, I have plenty of those in my past. But the thing is, I never had cringy Warrior Cats OCs. Into the Wild was published when I was 10 years old, and somehow the Talking Cat books completely passed me by. I got into them in 2020 because I needed something silly and fun to take my mind off the unpleasantness. So I missed out on the formative part of Warrior Cats fandom that is having my own awful cats. I'm fixing that today. Instead of remaking my cringy OCs, I am demaking my good OCs and turning them into the edgy anime cats they would have been if I'd created them in 2006 and put them up on my DeviantArt for the world to see. Or, the 5 people that followed my DeviantArt. Bush Clan's backstory is already pretty sad, but it's not nearly edgy enough. In the 2006 version of the story, Cindertail and Smokeheart are exiled for the horrible crime of being in love and must go live in the wilderness alone. Smokeheart dies in childbirth of main character's mother syndrome, and a hardened Cindertail is left to raise his kits in the wild alone. They grow up super strong and powerful because of their #hard life, and are better at hunting and fighting than any clan cat. They all take warrior names despite not being warriors, to show they don't need a stinky clan, they'll start their own, and it'll be called Wild Clan and be where all the cool kids hang out. I give them slightly different warrior names than their canon counterparts, because I think I would have named them differently as a kid, and I wanted the vibe of, these are the bizarro versions of these characters that would come out of the mirror and try to kill them and take their place. Like a lot of people my age, I owned How to Draw Manga by Katie Coop. I bought it at the school book fair, where you get all your books. It completely revolutionized my middle school art style. Getting back into that art style was embarrassingly easy and honestly really, really fun. I never drew animals back then, all my OCs were humans, so I figured I'd just draw their heads the way I drew human heads and add ears. Coloring solely with the airbrush was also an absolute blast, and I think definitely gives them that 2000s DeviantArt look. And what would this kind of picture be without abbreviated character profiles haphazardly slapped on? I made sure to flatten all of their characters down to just one stereotype. Vulture Dusk is the monotone goth chick. Heron Fang is the obvious protagonist who's always right about everything and wins all the fights and is super cool, and don't you insult him because he's perfect. And Cardinal Jump is the lol random Waffles XD comic relief. The joke is that these little profiles still perfectly describe their real selves, but their real selves have a lot more layers and nuance. The only thing missing is that Vulture's pronouns are she/they, because back in 2006 I didn't know what being non-binary was, and I tried to be true to how Tiny Me would have done it. This was back when I still thought I was a cis girl, so cut little PB some slack. I think they came out wonderful though. I highly recommend doing something like this sometime. Drawing badly on purpose can really highlight all the ways you've improved. You know so many things not to do, and now you can do all of them and it's fine because it's on purpose. Besides, I'm a firm believer that cringe is dead. Behind every artist you look up to, there are cringy OCs, and those OCs were a vital part of their growth as an artist. There's nothing bad about cringe. It's not like it's Whoa! Who turned out the light?